As a lot of people will know who are artists of any kind, they will appreciate the difficulties that they have in promoting and showcase the wonderful work that they do.
Meet Mary Cuppage. She has been campaigning in Bathurst for a local arts expo for the past 5 years. In a town known for motorsport, her vision is finally coming to life.
Well, we called it Arts Alive 2795, really so we could focus at this time on this region, because it's a very, very rich region for the creative fields. So anybody within this region, and as somebody told me the other day, there are actually 96 villages in this area, and it's really anything that is creative. It can be writing, filmmaking, jewellery making, anything you can think of.
The expo will be taking place this November at the Bathurst Showground.
It consists of really 4 facets. They're in the Beau Brown Pavilion at the showground, where the major event will be. There's an opportunity for the smaller concerns, such as jewellery makers and artists, etc., to showcase and promote themselves there. And then art in the area that we call the Arts Alive 279 Park, which is outside of the Beau Brown Pavilion, down there where all the beautiful trees are. There'll be an enormous marquee there, and that's where the performance is going to be. For example, Circus Surreal will be there, and also down in that area there'll be a French cafe.
On the other side of town, at the Bathurst Memorial Entertainment Centre, Local Stages coordinator Kylie Sheed showcases regional creative talent every week.
I think culture and stories and who we are is a really important part of a community, and the arts gives people that voice. And I think there's also a lot of people who don't necessarily identify as sports people, and those people need somewhere to go to.
Local Stages was set up by Bathurst Regional Council to fund cultural projects taking place in the area. One of the most popular events is the Local Stages Cabaret Kite.
I start a few months out. Every cabaret, we've sort of set the dates for the cabaret at the beginning of the year, and then start thinking about themes. It usually involves a few meetings with people like Kate Smith, who usually MCs the cabaret, and the band. The cabaret band's quite important. And we start thinking about, once we've got a theme, we start thinking about appropriate songs and funny, humorous things that might help to create an interesting atmosphere for the audience.
One of the groups benefiting from Local Stages funding is the Bathurst Social Circus. Kathy Cameron has been with the group since it started 2 years ago.
When we first started, we had one person who was a very good juggler who taught everybody how to juggle, and we had somebody who had basic acro, and she took us through a beginner's thing, and that really inspired us. And then Local Stages through BMAC have been able to give us Jane Davis from Circus Monoxide. So whenever Local Stages brings somebody with circus skills, Kylie Sheed organises a workshop for us. We wouldn't have developed any further than we did right at the beginning without Local Stages organising workshops for us. That's been fantastic, because then we've been able to teach other people and we've been able to perform.
Groups like the Bathurst Social Circus are set to benefit from Arts Alive 2795, giving them a chance to interact with their audience.
A festival is something which brings together a finished product. People who finish their art and finish their food and whatever. Whereas, as I see it anyway, an expo is a manner in which you can see the progress of what happens to that end result.
The Bathurst area also attracts internationally renowned visual artists who are inspired by the landscape. In the historic village of Hill End, potter Lino Alvarez Carrasco has crafted his own vision of the terrain.
I call it all my work, I call it impressions of Hill End. And what it is an abstract sort of perception of the landscape without being literal. I don't paint trees or rocks or skies or the horizon. It's just an impression. Some of the work today is is inspired by driving up and down from here to Magi or to Bathurst. What I have found since I moved from Sydney to here is that the attitude of the regional galleries or regional institutions are incredibly supportive of the artists or people that produce cultural activities.
This growing creative community is encouraging many artists and performers to stay in the area. Mary hopes Arts Alive 2795 will be the stepping stone to bigger and better things.
I tell you really what our goal is to do this every 2 years. And the offshoot of this is to bring all the creative people together, and that will give us a very strong voice to take the next move, which will be a cultural centre for the area.